We're here at Pete's Kitchen here in East Colfax, where the BRT construction behind me have put this over 60-year-old business into dire straits.
So my family's had Pete's Satire Lounge since 1962, and they've had Pete's Kitchen since 1988. So they are Denver staples. They've been here a long time. It always kind of seemed like it was in the works, right? Like we always thought it was coming, but it never like felt real until the cones came out. And then when the sales started dropping, it became very real very quickly. You just immediately felt like, okay, there's construction on Colfax. People weren't coming out as much. And then slowly, as they started ramping up construction in front of our place, it's just gotten worse and worse. So when they started with the tree well in front of us, which is this big opening out here, immediately like a 5 to 6% impact on sales loss. And then with closing Race Street and just like construction fatigue, most recently we're probably down 12% in June, which is a little over $26,000 a month year over year.
The BRT construction has not only affected the business ability to operate, but also has affected the people who rely on Pete's Kitchen for income.
Our servers were on 5 shifts a week before, and now most of them are cut down to 4, some of them down to 3 and 2. So I mean, they're losing money as well because we just don't have the volume of customers to be able to support them. It's been incredibly difficult because some of these servers have worked here 20 plus years. So to tell them, hey, you're not going to work 5 shifts this week, I mean, they're just as devastated as we are. I mean, it's very difficult because they rely on us and we rely on them.
The Business Impact Opportunity Fund, or BIO Fund, is a fund set up by the City of Denver to help businesses like Pete's Kitchen weather the storm when it comes to the BRT construction. However, in order to even qualify, you need to demonstrate a 20% decrease in revenue over 3 months and then apply within a specified window.
It's a drop in the bucket. Of course, it'll help smaller places, but it's not the solution to keeping places open, if you will. This is honestly worse than COVID. I went through all the COVID stuff, and at least the federal government was swift to act with all the programs that they were doing to keep your employees on payroll, restaurant revitalization funds, payroll protection programs, like all this stuff they were doing because they knew that we were impacted so bad. This is just as bad. We're impacted horribly, but there's no city support right now. I mean, there's just nothing that says, from Denver's perspective, we care about small businesses. We want to support small businesses. It just feels like I'm begging and begging for help and nobody's answering the call.
Here at Tommy's Thai, another family-run business who's been here for decades, and a few blocks down from Pete's Kitchen, the story is similar.
It's a family business. My uncle bought it in 1988, and a couple years later, my dad purchased it from him, and it's been in the family ever since. The plan has been going on for about 15 years. So they've been talking about it for a really long time. So, when something's been around, when people have been talking about it for that long, you don't really know if something is going to ever happen. And it did just happen February. We saw the construction down further west on Colfax, and so I realized it was going to happen, but they really lacked communication on when they were going to come and start closing up the streets and start working in our area. I feel like we were kind of in the dark. It's been really hard. It's dropped probably about like 25 to 35%. So that's a pretty big drop. And there is not very much foot traffic anymore. No tourists or anything. We would get a lot of tourists just walking in the area from the gardens, from the zoo, from the museum. They're not walking around Colfax right now. At least they're not over here because there's nowhere to walk. We have to do like a skeleton crew, very short staff. And it's hard to keep staff when you're doing that, because you don't know if it's going to be busy, if it's not going to be busy. You're like cutting people. And also with the tariffs and the supply chain, it's up and down. It's all over the place. It's a week by week issue for sure.
I'm Hayden Kim on East Colfax, and you can read more at businessden.com.